Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now.
We're here obviously promoting the air show, but we're also celebrating some of the heroes from the storm. We have a couple of people out here that really bent over backwards to help their neighbors in terms of getting them through the storm. 10 people were selected, and honestly, we're honored to be able to spend time with these folks this afternoon and kind of hear about some of the extraordinary things that they did to help their neighbors.
My family in Queens, their homes were being destroyed quickly, and the water was just coming in and flooding, and they were calling us asking John for advice. My parents' home was on fire. We couldn't get through to 911, and John realized he had to go and help. Off he went with a backpack and some supplies, and he drove to Queens, sometimes on the wrong side of the roads, on the Belt Parkway in Meadowbrook. And he went to my brother's home and helped my brother and his wife and their 2 babies. One day I was just flipping through the Town Crier neighborhood paper, and it said, "Who's your Sandy hero?" And I felt I had to write a letter. There's nothing I could do to thank him, to repay him for what he did for my family.
I feel I don't deserve this. There was many people who did the right thing out there that day, and we were just doing the right thing to take care of the people around us. That's it.
A couple days after Hurricane Sandy, I went to Lindenhurst, where I had taught for 35 years. I'm a retired teacher with my daughter, and we came upon a group on Wellwood Avenue south of Montauk Highway that had hot food and sandwiches and soup, and we stopped to ask if they needed help. We went home to sleep at night, went back the next day, and we never left. We set up camp there, and then after Thanksgiving we moved our camp to Shore Road Parks, further down by the water where it was really hard hit. And we had a tent. We wound up getting 3 tents. Finally, the last tent was insulated with a heater, and we stayed until April. We were up and running for 6 months. These airplanes used to go over our field when I was teaching every year, and I'd look up and say, "Look, they're getting ready for the air show." So when someone submitted my name and wrote a lovely thing about why I should be recognized, I was shocked, and I said, "The air show? I've never been to the air show." So I was really, really excited.
A lot of the locals from the organization of Barbecue Brethren constantly asking each other what we can do. And one day, sitting on a gas line, I was on a gas line for about 45 minutes. I made a phone call to some friends out east, out in the Midwest, for Operation Barbecue Relief. All right, and we wound up in Long Beach doing a 3-day stint there for something like 14,000 meals, and then it just followed into Lindenhurst and Babylon.
Lindy Manpower is it's a grassroots group, volunteers, local, and some other organizations. We've come together. We originally started to gut out hurricane-damaged homes. We also perform a lot of odd jobs just in order to be able to do things for our residents that they would otherwise have to pay someone for. And we've also been the recipients of a Robin Hood Foundation grant for rebuilding, so we've been trying to supply as much in that way as possible to our residents. For me, personally, it's more exciting to be able to honor some of my volunteers throughout this process and invite them to these events as a way to say thank you for helping me, because I wouldn't be able to do any of this without them.
When I first found out about this, my thought was it's for the people of Freeport, it's for the friends of Freeport, really. It's the award is for them. I may be the face, but it's for them.
We ran the pet-friendly shelter out at Riverhead for Suffolk County, the residents of Suffolk County who are losing their homes to the storm. If they had pets, this is the only place in Suffolk County where they could go. This is the first time since I was in the service I actually saw people in shell shock. They were coming in, they were literally taken off roofs of their houses, second floor of their houses by rowboats, by fire department brought to our shelter, and they were in total shock. 3 o'clock in the morning, they're coming in their bathrobes and slippers. And again, I would look at them, and I have not seen that type of expression on people since I was in the service. I basically was doing my job. I did not expect this to take place at all. I was just doing what we were trained to do. We do it as a matter of course. it's very nice to be recognized for the for the effort, for the work that's gone into what we do. All of us CERT members, we did leave our houses. Some of us actually lost our houses during the storm, but we stayed at the shelter. We helped the people in need. We had a greater need. We try and do the greatest good for the greatest amount of people.